Hi, I'm Richard, and today is August 24th of 2022. 1 year ago was the most painful day of my life physically. Um, some of you have seen my previous video where I talked about having dealt with trigeminal neuralgia, and it actually came down to be atypical facial pain is what I'm considered now, which is part of the trigeminal neuralgia world. So I just wanted to give an update since today's 1 year since the worst day I had and started the whole process. I will link in the description below the first video I did where I go through every single thing I went through that whole process to get to where I was at that time. So in the last year, I was off for about 5, almost 6 months of work while I was dealing with everything going on with my nerve problems. And for those of you that didn't see the first video, my nerve problem is focused around my left eye, up over the top of my head, down to by my ears, just kind of whole fourth of my head, sometimes into the jaw. So I ended up getting to the point where I am down to gabapentin, 300 milligrams. I take that once in the morning, sometimes once in the afternoon, depending on my pain levels. And I take duloxetine, which is the generic version of Cymbalta. I take a 60 milligram, which I'm told is a higher dose, higher than normal dose, at night before I go to bed. If I forget to take my nighttime dose, I wake up in the morning, early in the morning, in pain. So I definitely need the nighttime duloxetine. In the morning, I take the gabapentin. I'm usually pretty good most of the day. So I went through winter with the pain, and once the weather got cold and stayed cold in my area, I eventually adjusted to it, and my pain level went down to where it wasn't horrible. It was kind of tolerable. I pretty much live with on a 1 to 10 scale, like they ask you when you go to the hospital, I live with a number 2 all the time in pain on this part of my head. Once I went back to work, and then it started to warm up, and we had 90-degree days, I started having a lot of pain again for a while until I kind of adjusted to the heat. So luckily I do adjust. I'm not one of the people that has a severe trigger to temperature changes. It does eventually adjust to a temperature change. But what I notice is when I get very active and my blood gets to pumping hard, I feel more pain. I think it's just because the blood's moving through that area and you feel it pumping. Let's see. Eventually, I was able to find a job where I work in an office now, not on a production floor. So I don't have the temperature swings. I don't have the physical labor I used to, and my pain has gone down quite a bit. I never thought I'd be working in an office. I always thought I'd be a production person on the floor, building machines or working on machines or whatever. But I work in an office now, and it physically helps me. Recently, I went on a trip where I had to fly, and I was nervous before I went on this trip because from what I've seen about people who have this kind of nerve pain, the pressure changes in an aircraft can sometimes set off the pain or increase the pain. For me, I had no reaction flying down or flying home, so I was lucky, and that didn't seem to bother me at all. Let's see. So the only thing I've had done is I had the RFA done at the end of last year. I think it was November. Again, I talked about it in the first video. Actually, it wasn't November. It was the day after Thanksgiving. It was Black Friday of 2021. That's when I had the RFA done. And I still have almost like a slight divot and then a bump right in my eyebrow, because that's where I had the procedure done for me. It's not as sensitive as it used to be, and it doesn't stick up as much as it used to. But there's still a spot there. If I bump it, I know it's a little more sensitive than this side because of nothing has happened on this side. So, let's see. For me, the RFA helped. The meds help. I wish I could get off the meds because they do make you gain weight, so I have to constantly fight that. But for those that are like me, there is something that can be done. There is a hope that you're not going to be in constant pain all the time. I just have to be careful, like when I'm working around the house and getting active and, it's hot out, and the pain starts, I just take a break and let it go down. Other than that, for me, the RFA has been successful now for, we'll say, 9 months or so. I haven't had to repeat it. My meds have leveled out. So I'm hoping that others that have the same problem or similar problem can take my example that it's not the end. Like last year on this day, I was asking people to kill me because I hurt so bad. There is hope that you can have something done. There's medications, there's different things, and you can actually get better and get back to work, get back to your life. I know a lot of people that I've talked to in different groups said they can't do anything. They're stuck, basically locked in their house in pain all the time, or on so high medications that they don't even know what's going on just to try to handle the pain. I guess luckily I'm not one of them. So for those that are in less severe pain like I am, hopefully you can find the doctors to help you like they help me and get better. For those that have the severe pain, I'm hoping something comes about soon because there is more research being done. More doctors are looking at this types of pain than they did in the past, that they can find some sort of relief, whether it's different medications, new medications, or procedures like the RFA that I had. So don't give up. There is something that can be done to at least bring it down to a tolerable level. Like I said, mine's down to a constant 2, which I guess is my new 0. So I just want to give a quick update from 1 year from the date that I had my worst trigeminal attack. And anybody that's had them knows what that's like and how severe that is and how much you just want to die because it hurts so much. So there is hope. Don't give up. If you haven't watched my first video where I talk about my entire process I went through, again, I'll have it linked in the description. It is 2 hours long. I didn't intend it to be that long. It's just what it came out to be. You can always ask questions on there. I'm in a lot of the Facebook groups for trigeminal. I try to stay active and answer questions and help however I can. So I guess that's it. It's been a year. I'm still around. I'm still alive, and I got most of my life back. I'm hoping other people do too. And if you haven't found what helps you, then don't give up. Keep looking. Find the doctor, find the hospital, find whatever procedures, find whatever meds it takes so you can have a life back. Because too many people have already lost theirs that have had to deal with this. Alright, I'll make another update someday. Stay tuned for that, I guess. Bye.